Okay, so on to the design part. Finally, I know the rest was really boring, to watch the kind of introduction to this, but that's just kind of to get in my headspace. So here's what we were working with, like when this was like a blank canvas. Brody had a twin bed, a normal twin bed with the trundle unit where you could put another bed. He never used the underneath one. He had an old dresser of my great-grandmother's. He had a Falcon's chair, and he had an old nightstand that his TV was on. What he wanted was a gamer room. And I'm telling y'all, ironically enough, Brody only is allowed technology on Sundays unless he does a lot to earn, like 30 minutes at a time. So he loves gaming, but that's why he wanted different zones in his room, because he wants when it's his gaming time, he wants to be all into gaming. And that's how I am. Like, whatever I'm doing, I am focused and I am passionate about it. So when it's his gaming time, he wanted his own system. He wanted his friends to come over, and he's like, I want gaming chairs, or at least comfy chairs. I want, like, when you walk in, I want people to think this is a cool gaming hangout. But then he was like, I need a place to focus. I need a big space for all my drawings where my sisters can't touch them, where if it's okay if my charcoal gets on it, but I need a big desk, and a quiet place. And he was like, I want a place where I can feel, tucked in, which is originally why he wanted his bed in the closet. And he was like, I don't want there to be a bed. I don't want, like, if my friends come over, I don't want them to even think it's a bedroom. And I want cool lighting. So I was like, okay, he loves wood, he loves industrial, he loves barn doors. He needed organization. He has to have structure. He has to know every day what comes next. What is my schedule? What do I need to do? Because if not, he'll ask. And he'll ask questions that he already knows the answer to, like, Mom, do I need to do this? Yes, of course you do. You do it every day, but so he needs that. I knew I had to have a place where he, had all this organization, but still had fun, still had his seclusion when he needed it, but still felt like a hangout zone too, a social place. And his loves are classic movies. He loves anything Steven Spielberg and Star Wars and Jaws and, Back to the Future, all things like that. He loves anything art. He loves drawing. He loves molding with clays. He loves comics, and he loves sports. And anyway, so I'm gonna take you around kind of and just go through the process of how it started out. Okay, so the first thing that we did was we went on, Pinterest and Googled, and we found pictures of what he loved, what he did not like, which was a lot, but that helps a ton. So if you have a preteen kid that feels like everything you suggest is no because of a reason, that's okay. You can use that to your advantage, parents. So one of the pictures that he liked was this really cool, like, office-y setup, but kind of gamey too. And it was like a whole wall. So he was like, I know I want it like from the ground all the way up. Like, I want it to look like shelves, and, I want it to have the cool lighting and everything like that. And so I was like, okay. And he was like, and I want it wood. So he found one that was real industrial, that had like the wood with the, like the iron, bars as shelves, and he loved that look. But then he also found one that he loved that was super modern with like it had like blue rope lights, and everything was sleek, and he was like, I kind of like that too. And so I was like, okay, well, you have wooden furniture, so we're gonna go with the industrial part, because I'm not buying a lot of stuff, so I didn't buy any furniture. This was his bed. So this is originally where he had his mattress. I just got some pavers from Home Depot. I had them from Blakely's Party, you know, just the ones that go on the ground. And I propped up on the four corners, because the slats are still down there. I propped up on the four corners a door. And it's his closet door. And that's because he wanted to include his closet. He was like, if I can't have a bed in there, I at least want to be able to like use that, because it makes my room feel bigger. And he was absolutely right about that, you know. And so it was cool when I could say, you know what, I agree with you on something. Let's use that closet. So anyways, I had these doors sitting around. So that's what it starts. First of all, that's how it starts off, is I take everything and I have, you know, just thrown out what I have in my mind. So I had to move this bed around, you know, so many things, because he had this bed, he had a dresser and a nightstand in here. So the way this is like the old headboard, so it had to go against a wall. Anyway, so this is his old closet door. There was still a gap, so I went to the Dollar Tree and found, you know, a bunch of baskets, because I knew he wanted a little bit of pop of color, a little bit of kind of sleek and modern, which is, you know, the red plasticky. And then this is, what I did was, you know, I moved the mattress down. And then, so up here, this was just an old piece I got at like one of those garage sale, goodness, the like indoor garage sales or whatever. I was checking to see how much time I had. So what are they called, y'all? Like the, you know, somebody collects a whole bunch of stuff for you and you just go in without having to go to a bunch of garage sales. Anyways, I got that for like $5 with the sweetest man. And I used it for Blakely's Party, and then I used it here because it matched the wood tone, and it kind of built up into that custom built-ins look. And then I added, you know, the lighting, because he got his collection of old-timey movies and his Star Wars, oh no, lightsaber, is that right? And that's his actual old gun. That is some of his stuff. He already had this, so he had these things for the walls. All this he had, because over the you know, past 2 years, he's collected things as we've gone through, like, oh, I like that comic book, or oh, I like that Star Wars picture, or whatever. So all the things on the wall, he had all the pictures and everything, which is kind of cool, because it went with that eclectic, you know, industrial loft, like kid cave kind of thing, you know. So anyways, he wanted to highlight, you know, this was going to be this was the media thing. So this was when my friends come over, when it's Sunday and I have my day, this is where we want to be, you know. And so I got a pegboard. He wanted to hang, you know, his Nerf guns. He wanted to have some old stuff. These are old wooden shelves that the man that built this house left in the garage for me. They're super thick. They're like real wood, and I love them so much. And some of them are capped with like this galvanized, you know, like, I don't know, I love it. So I was going to use those in here, and Brody really liked that. So again, I just used whatever I had to give that effect of a whole wall of built-ins or a whole wall of wooden whatever as a media thing. So obviously your eye sees from the ground up something really wide and really big, and I didn't buy any of it. You know, I had it all here. So I just found ways to stack it and make it look like it went. So then I braced on either side. Those are from like the coal pile in Home Depot. They're $1.91 for an 8-foot section. And it's really cool because they have like the stamp number on them, which I guess normally people don't like, but Brody loved that. And so that way we were able to section off, you know, that's the media area, and he loves that everything over here has to do with that, you know, and everything that comes with media is contained and organized, because, you know, these are actually more drawers, and so he has stuff under there. And then oh, and since everyone's like, where is his actual bed? So this is actually where his bed is, and it's a full twin-size bed. It pulls all the way out. His blanket hangs right there. I don't know, I should probably like turn it. His blanket hangs right there, and his pillow's on his chair over here. So, you know, everything works out. This is, you know, the fun media area. And then this I had in another room. I felt like it worked really well in here because he needed a Lego storage, and I wanted the Legos like gone, so they're there. Whoa! Y'all, can you tell that I'm not used to filming myself? I mean, obviously. Okay, so this is, he has a lot of sentimental things, and it was really important for him to have those. So this is my great-grandmother's chest. It used to look really feminine, and it still does, but we're going to get some really cool, he wants like, I don't know, he wants to find maybe arrowheads and stuff when he goes, he loves to hike, he loves nature, he loves hunting. So he has, you know, his hunting stuff here. He loves space. He loves, you know, all of his books, his Bibles, everything that's really important to him that's, I don't know, natural or whatever is up here. And then this is his drawing area, or his, you know, creative space, I guess. Okay, if my camera falls, it's because I've just like Tanner rigged it up there, because I mean, I'm not professional, obviously. And I know I have 3 kids that could hold it, right? But they make fun of me, like, while I'm doing this, so they don't believe that anyone actually wants to know this. So anyways, this is his drawing area. This is also, this is the other closet door on top of 2 end tables that were cool because they had the things. We already had these, but I just stained them and made them darker to match that. And then the wrought iron on it kind of, you know, fit in with everything else. So this way he got like a huge desk for free, which is, did I mention that I love free? So, you know, this is everything related to that. So he's got all of his sketchbooks. He's got, you know, his pencils. He's got his drawing stuff. He's got his clays. He's got his computer. You know, the comics. He's got things he's proud of. He got it really into Morse code. He just, you know, he loves history. This area is definitely more calming. And the way we did, the reason I did the rope lighting there and this is because he loves being in the dark. He loves it, and especially at night. He loves to draw. It calms himself down. So when the lights are out, and then, you know, he can come over here. He actually has like a very dim but a cool place, you know, for him to focus and, you know, read a book if he needs to, or do whatever. But this is the first place that we did this. So he, you know, part of the things is, this is how I work. I knew he wanted a gamer room, and I think, how can I incorporate that for cheap, or free, or easy, quick, you know, what can I do? So I put in earphones. Music is my everything. It's the way I focus. It's the way I, you know, like discover and create, and, you know, anyways. So I put my headphones in and I walk around places, and I was walking around Goodwill, and they had these huge packets of DVDs. I thought I still had some. I do. You'd think I would have had this prepared, which is obviously, again, I'm not a professional. Anyways, so they were huge packets of DVDs. They were $1.91 for like however many that is. And I was like, I can do something with that. So it just happened to be in the middle of, you know, we had just finished up out in Wayne. I just love the idea of old brick, and I love the idea of tiling, and he loved the idea of industrial, and he loved where there was exposed brick. And so we were like, why don't we use these like bricks everywhere? And so we first did it like this, almost like like a backsplash brick, and then he kind of wanted to stop it. And then you'll see throughout, there's, you know, a few other places that it's you know, goes throughout. But he really likes this area. I really like this area. He has 2 trash cans under there. I made sure that, you know, he had plenty of area of space to throw his trash, because he's like me and he's a perfectionist. So he gets mad if his failures are sitting in front of him and he wants to, you know, do better. So I was like, you're gonna mess up, that's okay. Here's a trash can. There's a lot more, so start over. So this is his work area and his art area. Okay, so this area is where he wanted to take out his closet and, you know, extend his room. He already had this chair, so that's his pillow that goes on his bed. And, you know, we literally made these. That's Jeezy's spot. That's more of the shelving, you know, and it doesn't have a purpose, but it makes the room look more completed. You know, we had it on one side of the room. We're going to bring a little bit of wood on this side because we didn't have it on this side, and we had that huge wood wall on, you know, over there. So, you know, when we put that there, and Brody already had that one of those old gamer pillows, and that is an old outdoor cushion that we folded in half. So obviously, you know, but the locker room. So Brody used to do sports, and then he had a couple eye surgeries when he was younger, and the older he got, his muscles in his eyes just, you know, kept deteriorating if he would have kept doing surgeries. And so unfortunately his depth perception is very off, so he had to stop doing the sports that he loved, and that was a hard thing for him. He still loves and clings to sports, and he loves the idea of sports, and he loves being around sports and the game of sports, the game of, you know, football and baseball and basketball and stuff, but he doesn't like to participate as much anymore. But that's what I love, is that he was always like the entertainer anyways when he was on the teams. But so that's what the locker room is. It's kind of like a past, you know, but that one that he still clings to, and he still loves when he has that remembrance, you know, and he still loves when he has that connection with his friends, you know. So that's all hidden up there, and that's the same thing that we did. It's, you know, lit up at night, so it kind of highlights him, you know, makes him feel special. And those are those, you know, press-on, tap-on lights that are $2 from Walmart. You know, he had all the stuff. We were able to move over his closet so much because he's a guy, so the rest of his stuff can stay folded at the bottom. You know, he didn't have that much. And it's just kind of, you know, where he can sit in his comfy chair, and he is in that enclosed space that he wants. So, you know, that has everything. And then when you come over here, you know, this is kind of how he wanted a faux sliding whatever. This is still the Cole pieces from Home Depot that were $1.90. I just took my saw, and the only one I had to cut was there, and one other one. But that way, that's where he has, you know, his daily schedule, and where as soon as he remembers something, he writes it down. Like, oh, I need to get this signed. Oh, I need to show up early for this, you know. So that is hopefully going to help him out, you know, a lot. And then he is very particular about having his towel as soon as he gets out of the shower every morning. He, like I said, he's a creature of habit. He loves structure. He has to do the same thing every day. So he needed a place for his towel. He had that skateboard, you know, we took the wheels off and used it as a hook, actually right there. And then we used the other part of it just right there. So the rope lighting goes, you know, just by the front door. There's his hamper. So, I mean, it's a true, like, kid's room. Like, everything actually gets used. See, his clothes are actually down there. And so, you know, but he loves it. And I love it. And it's just really cool. It's got a little bit of everything that's him. Again, this rug. So this rug was a rug that I already had. It was like $10 from Walmart anyways. And I let him and my brother, you know, I was like, just make an Xbox. PlayStation. I do it wrong every time, but at least I didn't say Nintendo. Controller for him. So that was like the DIY. Like, he got to be a part of it. You know, he loved. Plus, you know, it totally added for free to the whole gamer theme, like right when you walk in. And then Jeezy stepped in it, so he got his little paw prints, and we totally were like, let's not clean that off. It's adorable. And so it's, you know, right by his bed. Again, that's his blanket that when his bed pulls out right there, you know, his blanket's right there. And, you know, that's it. I hope I explained everything well. I enjoy doing this. I think that there's so many other things, had I had more time or more money, that maybe it would have been different. But, you know, that's the greatest part of a project that's DIY, or a project that's done with so many parameters, because the more difficult it is, the more that you have to do yourself. I mean, it's so worth it in the end, you know. Taking something that was old, repurposing it, and seeing someone use it, you know. Just, my biggest thing is always, you know, beauty from ashes. There is something beautiful in everything, and something cool, and something unique, and something perfect for everybody. And you can make that happen, you know, no matter if you need little help here and there, you know. It's just, it's cool. This room to him is his mini sanctuary. Like, our home is our big sanctuary, you know. And anyways, that's Brody's room.